Can you afford to be here?
As the golden sunset of Los Angeles slowly waved goodbye to the luxurious streets of the city with a soft glow, people were making their way to upscale venues for the evening's festivities. Our hero had come home from work and was on his way to an upscale venue.
With tired steps, Morgan Freeman walked through the pretentious door of the Lumiere restaurant. He wore a worn brown jacket, faded jeans, and an old pair of shoes. The deep lines on his face bore the marks of experience, while the gleam of wisdom in his eyes whispered life stories to those who looked closely. The Lumiere restaurant rose in the heart of Beverly Hills, a symbol of wealth and splendor. Huge crystal chandeliers hung from the ceiling, while gold leaf walls and marble floors created a glamorous scene. Large French windows reflected the parade of luxury cars and elegantly dressed people outside. The scent of expensive perfumes mixed with truffles and saffron danced in the air. Ashley Wilson was one of Lumiere's headwaiters. 32 years old, she was a slim and tall woman, always impeccable looking. With her perfectly coiffed blonde hair, sharp features, and always professional expression, she had been maintaining the standard of this prestigious establishment for years. But beneath Ashley's glossy exterior lay a mind full of prejudices that divided people into classes. The moment Morgan Freeman entered the restaurant, Ashley's expression changed. Her eyes swept over his tattered clothes, a sneer curling the corner of her lips. The faint smell of mothballs mingled with the scent of perfume, causing her nose to wrinkle slightly. "Good evening," Ashley said, the artificiality in her voice as obvious as the light from the crystal chandeliers. "How can I help you?" Her words were forced, as if they left a bitter taste in her mouth. Let us know where you saw it before we continue with this story. Subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of story, because tomorrow at 12:30 we have another special story for you. Morgan Freeman, with his characteristic warm smile, said, "May I have a table?" His voice was velvety and precious, like an old man's. Ashley's eyebrows rose almost to her hairline. Are you sure? This is a very exclusive restaurant. Our prices are..." She didn't finish her sentence, but the implication hung in the air. "Yes, I'm absolutely sure," Morgan said without the slightest change in tone. The understanding look in his eyes had already read her prejudices. With a sigh, Ashley led Morgan to the back corner of the restaurant, to a dimly lit table near the kitchen door. The tablecloth was slightly stained, and one of the chairs was slightly wobbly. She dropped the menu, almost as if she'd thrown it on the table, and hurried away. Morgan quietly took out his phone and turned on the movie The Shawshank Redemption. The movie was an unforgettable masterpiece of freedom, hope, and human dignity. As the story of friendship within prison walls unfolded on the screen, Morgan silently mumbled the lines of the character he played, Red. Half an hour passed. When Ashley finally came to take the order, the image on Morgan's phone caught her eye. On the screen was a younger version of the man sitting across from her, talking to Andy Dufresne. Ashley gasped, her eyes widening, her notepad falling to the floor. Are you really Morgan Freeman?" she stammered. The blood drained from her face, and her hands began to shake. Morgan looked up, smiling with an understanding glint in his eyes. "Yes, I'm Morgan Freeman. Can I talk to you for a minute, Ashley?" He said his name, reading the name tag on the waiter's chest. Ashley shook her head, blushing with embarrassment. Morgan gently invited her to sit in a chair across from him. Now the other patrons of the restaurant began to take notice, and whispers began to rise. "You know, Ashley," Morgan began in his legendary voice, "in The Shawshank Redemption, the character Red learns a very important lesson within the prison walls. He says, walls are funny things. First you hate them, then you get used to them, and after a while you start to need them. But the walls I want to talk about today are not walls of stone, but walls of the mind." Morgan took a drink of water and continued. "When I walked in here tonight, I saw the walls of your mind. My skin color, my clothes, my age. They were all bricks in your eyes. But remember, as Andy Dufresne said, hope is a good thing, maybe the best thing, and good things never die. Ashley's eyes filled with tears. "I'm so sorry, Mr. Freeman. My behavior is inexcusable," she said in a trembling voice. "No, Ashley," Morgan said quietly. "What would be inexcusable is refusing to acknowledge the existence of these prejudices. You're already breaking down your own walls. It's what you do next that matters." When we judge people by their appearance, we not only devalue them, we impoverish our own souls. Everyone is the hero of their own story. Some, like Andy Dufresne, patiently break through walls. Others, like Red, never lose hope. But we are all members of the same human family. Morgan stood up and pulled a business card from his pocket. "This is my production company card. Come by my office tomorrow. I want to show you something. It's a new documentary project. We are collecting stories of people overcoming their prejudices. Maybe you'd like to include your story." Ashley nodded, tears in her eyes. From that day on, things changed at the Lumiere restaurant. Ashley began to greet every customer who came through the door with the same respect and courtesy. The table in the back corner of the restaurant was given a special plaque, the Morgan Freeman table, where the walls come down. Lumiere's crystal chandeliers still shine just as brightly, but now their light illuminates everyone equally. The lesson Ashley learned still echoes on the restaurant's gilded walls. True value lies in the richness of a person's heart and soul. And sometimes, late at night, Ashley sits at that special table and watches The Shawshank Redemption. Morgan Freeman's voice rings in her ears. Hope is a good thing, maybe the best thing, and good things never die. If you like this kind of story, subscribe to the channel, because tomorrow at 12:30, we will have the continuation of the story for you. Subscribe and enjoy the power of teamwork. Dear viewers, this story is not just about food. It is a journey about the invisible walls we build in our minds and the courage to break them down. We can all carry prejudices in our lives without even realizing it. Sometimes a person's appearance, the way they speak, or their background causes us to make certain judgments about them. But remember, true worth is not measured by expensive clothes or fancy restaurants. True worth is measured by the kindness, understanding, and empathy that reside in a person's heart. In this story, Morgan Freeman was not only a famous actor, but also the epitome of wisdom. He saw the prejudice in Ashley's eyes, but he didn't judge her. Instead, he gave her a chance. He showed the importance of giving a person the opportunity to change and learn. Sometimes the biggest changes in life start with the smallest realizations. That's why I have a request for you. Today, after watching this video, look around you in a different way. Listen to a person's story before you judge them based on their appearance, their job, or their financial situation. Prejudices are walls that separate us, but behind every wall is a person, a life, and a story waiting to be discovered. As Andy Dufresne said, hope is a good thing, perhaps the best thing, and good things never die. Bring hope and understanding into your life. When you approach a person without prejudice, you will find that you not only liberate them, but you liberate yourself. If you like this story, don't forget to subscribe and like the video, because here we are, trying to build a better world together. See you tomorrow with another story.